It's time for Money Matters. Joining us today is Josh Smith from Strategic Wealth Designers to talk about the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Josh, as we know, more and more businesses are implementing permanent work-from-home policies. What kind of impact could that have on the commercial real estate market moving forward?
Well, I think what a lot of employers are starting to recognize, at least for a portion of their employees, that there's not a need for these large commercial office spaces. So a lot of their employees are now being able to work from home and just as effectively as they were in the offices. So really, that's going to create a lot of downward pressure on some of these commercial real estate companies and then all the companies that actually support those commercial spaces long term.
But a lot of the employees are really enjoying working at home, it turns out.
Yeah. They're starting to see, maybe some additional freedoms that they have today that they didn't, as well as, the other thing they're starting to recognize is they're able to focus more time on work and more time with family because maybe they're not commuting back and forth, especially in some of these larger cities where, a commute may be an hour each way. A lot of these folks are getting back a lot of time in their lives.
It makes a real difference. There's also a rise, Josh, in people rethinking their living situations, moving from big cities to smaller, more affordable areas. Could that change in demographics impact cost of living considerations?
Yeah, absolutely. There are people that I've talked to personally in large cities such as New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. You take a couple maybe making $200,000 a year. Well, in those cities, you're basically just barely getting by due to the cost of rent and in the cost of living in general. Where now, especially if they got a young family, there might be family considerations and they have the ability and the freedom to move to somewhere, say, like in Lexington. Making $200,000 in Lexington can afford you a lot more lifestyle than $200,000 might be in New York or Los Angeles. So a lot of couples, a lot of employees are taking this reaction, from COVID-19 and trying to turn it into a positive for themselves and their family.
And certainly a lot of great places to live here in Kentucky. Josh, thank you so much. For more tips to make your money matter, visit our website, WKYT.com. If there's something you'd like us to discuss, send your request to news@WKYT.com. We'll talk about it here.